You just jealous because she got hoes. You just jealous.
I'm not even a slut, guys.
You just jealous because she can be a slut if she want to.
Yeah, like, and I'm not even a sleuter yet. I just want to go dancing. Will somebody fucking take me dancing?
Y-E-T. Yet.
Oh my God, what are we doing?
Hey everybody, welcome back for another episode of BarTalk. It's your host, Abigail motherfucking Gale.
Woo.
And your co-host, Tracy. And we are here to talk to you guys today. We're here to sip on some coffee. We're same house, different location in the house.
Yep. We were at my cafe bar.
If you guys watch the video. And since we're at the cafe bar, I had to pour me a cuppa.
She's got some of that. I already had 3 espressos this morning, so I need to slow my roll because I have a long drive later. So I'm drinking some Builder Hydro.
It's just not all the way blended.
Yeah, it's fine. Honestly, like, normally when you put liquid IVs in and shit and you don't, like, mix it up really well or LMNT, it, like, hits you really hard. But this just, like, tastes like powder.
It hits me.
It hits me really hard. Oh, God. Can we go back to LMNT? Listen, Mac drank chili mango during the Ultra.
No.
Oh, it's like smelling salts, dude. You open that pack and it immediately hits your nose.
Did he choose that?
You know, I figured it'd be really good with, like,
think
tequila.
It was just... That's why they make it. They make it for mixed drinks.
No way.
Yeah, they do.
Is that what the chocolate one's for?
The chocolate one is for like smoothies, hot chocolate, or you can put them in recipes, like in like protein bars or whatever. Like if you make, you know, those like Frozens where they'll make like the Greek yogurt bars, you can put the LMNT and mix it up and it gives it that chocolatey flavor.
No way.
But in the certain like chili mango or like the jalapeno, whatever, it's so that you can make like margaritas with it.
Oh,
and also stay hydrated.
What the fuck? Like,
yeah,
we definitely, well, actually, now that I think about it, we were drinking tacos and tequila, and I'm pretty sure he did use it, but I think he mixed it with water.
No, you want to mix it with the cocktail, and you only want to put a little bit at a time.
Yeah, he put the whole thing of LMNT in the cup with tequila, and then I guess thought that was the chaser, and so he watered it down, but doesn't it make sense to water it down, though, because you have to mix it with water? Like, that's what it's for?
You want to have some tequila. You want your ice, you want your water, or your club soda, or whatever it is, and you'll put a little bit of LMNT in there, the whatever one you want to mix it with. Mm-hmm. But you don't put the whole LMNT in there.
Yeah, dude, that shit was rough. I don't know, like...
You go like a quarter.
The LMNT is good because it has a shit ton of sodium. I think it's like 1,000 milligrams per packet, which is great, especially when you're doing long-distance training like we ran the Ultra this past weekend. But I just cannot get past the taste, and there's something about like a taste that just sends me... It's just like you cannot eat and drink something that tastes bad for 35 miles. Like, I just can't do it. Like, that shit is mentally taxing. And it sounds so dumb and I sound like a little bitch, but like, I cannot drink straight salt. I would rather take salt tabs, which I did. I ended up just popping a salt tab and just swallowing it.
Speaking of Ultra, Tracy just did her Ultra. So I think we'll intro with talking about the Ultra.
Yeah.
And then we will tailspin into our next topic.
Do a little recap ski. First of all, everybody fucking killed it. We didn't get the time that we were goaling for. However, the Ultra was definitely a couple miles longer than expected overall. And it was also hot as fuck. Like, we did not have a single humid training run in Florida. I mean, maybe we had one, and it wasn't even a long run.
So you guys probably had a couple.
I mean, but it wasn't even our long runs, and so we really didn't have the chance to like be super,
it got hot,
like dehydrated.
Quick.
It got hot real fast, and so everybody definitely suffered from that. Like, it was cramp city. The first lap, like by the time the first lap was over, we were killing it.
This because I was tracking them on the little tracker thing while I was in Tampa, and I'm looking and sorry. God damn it, Tracy. And some bitch finished it in like 6 hours and 7 minutes.
Oh yeah, the elite.
I was like, what in the fracker is this chick doing?
I don't know, but I will say overall, it was a runner's course for fucking sure.
Oh, really?
Like, you went out in the opposite direction than we did last year, and I'm not even kidding you. First, like, super side note, I ran without my watch the entire time. So I didn't know where the fuck I was. All I knew...
Why didn't you have your watch?
Because I left my watch at home on the charger. And by the time that I saw Rich when he got it back from Brocat, I was at mile 10. So I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to not wear it. which like helped me out and also didn't help me out at the same time. But I didn't know where it was. So there was specific times in the race, like when you look at the race maps, that way I kind of knew how far I was. So for example, you go out mile 5 is the ultra loop, which is like basically you run the beast course and then the beast people, which is the half marathon split, and the ultra loop goes out into a separate loop, which is like 2.5 miles long, to make up some distance and time. So the ultra loop started at mile 5. There literally was not a single obstacle. And then after that, the ultra loop, there was 3 of them, like barbed wire, Atlas carry or armor, and a sandbag that wasn't even a fucking sandbag. It was basically a run. And then you ran another fucking 6 miles, no obstacles. And then you got all the way to the end, and the last 3 miles of the course had all of the obstacles. So it was like you were running the entire time for 10 miles, just kind of like hitting one here or there. And then it was obstacle, like right in a row. So it was a runner's course for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Which like for me, I'm like a fucking Mack truck out there. So I don't, I run to the best of my abilities. But that ain't my strong suit. My strong suit is the obstacles.
Best of my abilities.
Yeah. But the first lap, I came out good. I lost Mac and Decker in the first like mile. We were supposed to stick together. I don't know what the fuck happened. Mac just backed up and hung out with Decker, and Alana was behind them. And then I was really good until I got out of the ultra loop and it started getting really hot. And then I could not hold anything in me. Like I went to the bathroom 4 times. And I think that because I had gone so much, so often, like it was back to back pretty much. And I had gone so much so often that I felt so depleted I could not like catch up on my water. And so I started having to like lag back a little bit because I was like getting lightheaded, and I was like pounding salt, and I had electrolytes, and I had carbs on me and fats, and I was like trying my best to get it back quickly. Like as soon as I would go to the bathroom, I was pounding water, like regular water, and then electrolytes, But by the time that you got to the ultra loop, which was like mile 16 and a half, right? 17, that last mile was just so bad. Like I was exhausted doing the obstacles. Like I barely get myself up the rope because I was just not even in pain, but I was just physically drained. Yeah. You're depleted. So I ended up getting into the transition, and I see Mac and Decker coming around. And so I waited there for like an extra minute just to know that like I was actually taking my time because I didn't have my phone or my watch. I didn't know how long I was in there for. Yeah. I was in there for 5 minutes, but I didn't know. So I ended up waiting for them to come back, and I just like, I took a couple packs of applesauce and the applesauce banana mix, and I took a couple of those and I slammed them down, and then I took a bag full of Tostitos and I threw them in my mouth, and then I pounded a salt tab that one of my buddies gave me because I didn't want to carry, I didn't want to sip on electrolytes. I wanted like salt now because I was so like drained. So one of my buddies gave me a salt tab and I just swallowed it, and then I left. And the second lap was like so much better. Like I didn't go to the bathroom not once.
Good.
Yeah. So.
What was I going to say? Alana and Decker stayed together the whole time.
Alana was behind Decker and Mac. Decker and Mac and Alana actually were only like maybe 15 minutes.
Okay, I was going to say.
They were very close to me in the first lap. They were like maybe 15 minutes behind me. And we kept like missing each other.
Even as time passed, though, I feel like Decker and Alana were pretty close behind each other because whenever I would check in with them, they would always be like have checked in on the same obstacle. So Alana might have been a little bit behind, but
the second lap. So basically like Mac and Decker kept up with each other, and then Alana and Gino were together. So it was me, and then Mac and Decker, and then Alana and Gino. And we kept being like within 10 to 15 minutes of each other until we got to the transition. And once we got to the transition, Mac took off and Decker took off behind him. And I think she was about like a mile behind him, and she started throwing up at the 8-foot wall. And because she just cramped up really bad and she couldn't like hold it in. So she threw up at the 8-foot wall, and Alana caught up to her and saw her at the wall, which she then failed the fucking wall because she couldn't get over it. So she had to do the penalty loop. So Alana waited for her at the penalty loop, and then they finished together. So I finished, and about like 45 minutes later, Mac finished. And then maybe like 20 or no. Yeah, maybe like another 40 minutes, I would say, because they finished in like 9 hours or something. Or like
9:50.
Close to 10 hours. Yeah. It was Alana, Decker, and Gino that finished together.
Okay.
Yeah. And realistically, like time wise, none of us got the time that we wanted. Like I actually hauled ass, but I didn't get the time that I was going for, but with all things considered, everybody, like the whole team looked strong as fuck. Like we were all like, yeah, you're hurting because you ran fucking 35 miles, but like we weren't in pain. Everybody recovered really fucking well.
Yeah,
like nobody was dehydrated to the point nobody had a headache. Like we drank afterwards. We were hanging out. Like we were all really, like everybody was really, really strong. I was proud of everybody.
Good.
Yeah, it was good. And fucking Tyler and Denise killed it.
Yeah, they crushed. Yeah, they did really well. Everyone did really well.
Tyler got what, like an hour PR?
He was like an hour and 10, and Denise was off of her fastest beast ever. I think she had like a 58-minute PR. Mm-hmm. And that was off of the fastest beast she had done previously. So
that was pretty rad.
They did, I think, everyone did really well. The biggest thing is just like if you can get done with those races and be okay.
Oh yeah, I mean that's all we wanted. Hurt
and you're not. That's the big, especially with Ty and Denise because they were doing the Open anyways. They're just kind of figuring out like what they want to do sport wise and like so they're just. I feel like they're just kind of testing waters and stuff. Mm-hmm. So the big thing was just getting done with the race, feeling good and not hurt and feeling strong. Like if anything. I look at those as like runs to determine where we're at.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And they did great. Like I'm really proud of them.
Yeah.
And then the next day we all went and we saw them race and then I got taken up by grass. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally, dude, did I even tell you about that?
Dude.
So, and this is funny too because Brocat, which is Tyler, like he's so funny, but he went from having a really good time to insanely fucking concerned so fast. And I fucking love, like, I know I say this all the time on my post, but, like, these people are, like, family. I swear to God, like, 1 second, I'm, like, out in the middle of the woods, and Rich is like, move your fucking ass, Tracy. You are not moving fast enough. Like, let's go. Stop being a little bitch. And I'm like, okay. And the next second, he's, like, sprinting to the car to get me to urgent care. Like, they're, like, thank God for them. So, basically, I was sitting on the ground. We were waiting for Ty and Denise to get done the monkey bars. And I'm sitting in grass, okay? Like, just high weed grass. And I felt like something on the back of my leg. And I said to Mac, I was like, hey, is the back of my leg red? Like, I feel like I got bit by something. And he's like, yeah, it's a little red. No big deal. I'm like, okay. And then about a minute later, I can't feel my thigh. And I was like, huh, that's a little crazy. And so I'm like, I got a bumper too. And I'm like, all right, maybe let me just go to the med tent. You know, I was like, listen, I'm going to go to the med tent. I can't really feel my leg. Like, I got to go get a Benadryl. And I go to the med tent. And by the time that I get there, my entire left leg is swollen. And like ankle and everything. And she's like, are you allergic to anything? And I was like, no, not that I know of. And she's like, okay, if this keeps up in the next 20 minutes, like you need to go to the ER. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, fucking whatever. Yeah. So I take a Benadryl, I put a topical ointment on, and I go into the stall, like to go to the bathroom. I go to the porta potty, and I'm talking maybe 5 minutes, like maybe 5 minutes. I come out of the bathroom and I'm like, I can't breathe. And I'm like, I like can't breathe, but I'm starting to have like an anxiety attack because I'm like wildly uncomfortable. I'm fucking itching out of my skin. I like don't know what's going on. I can't feel my hands. I was like getting really lightheaded. And so I like start having an anxiety attack, which like to me, I have anxiety. So like maybe you're just making things worse, you know? So I'm trying to like calm myself down the best I can. Cause I'm like, there's no way I can't breathe. Like maybe I'm just I can't breathe cause I'm having an anxiety attack. Yeah. So I'm trying to like talk myself out of it and like calm myself down. And it's just getting worse. And I'm like, oh shit, like something's wrong. So I call Lana and I'm like, hey dude, I think something's wrong. Like my skin's really hot to the touch and like I can't feel my hands and whatever. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk over to you really quick. And she's like, okay. And so I'm walking over to the next rig, which is the multi-rig. And now I'm like, I got hives everywhere. Yep. Like it looked like I had elephantitis, dude. Like my armpits were fucking huge. I have like these crazy welts on me. My legs are swollen. My whole side, my back. And the worst part of it was at the back of my neck, not like in my throat, the back of my neck, behind my ears and my head were hot to the touch and like swollen. Like I couldn't hear anything. And so I like see Alana and she looks at me and she's like, holy shit, we need to go to the emergency room. And I'm like, okay, like maybe like Tyler and Denise are right here. And I'm like, well, maybe let's just see them finish really quick. Cause I know that I'm having an anxiety attack. So I'm like trying to talk myself out of it, you know? And I'm also like trying not to be a little bitch because I'm like, there's no way I'm having a fucking episode. Like there's no way. Like I'm chill. I'm good. Big Trey's fine. Like I'm breathing. And so like, I'm going like this with my hands and I'm like wafting myself in with air. And I'm like, you know, I can't breathe, you know? And Mac comes up to me and he's like, holy fuck, like we need to go now. And Tyler is looking at me and he has no idea what's going on. And he's like, yeah, Trey, it's hot. And I'm like, no, I can't breathe. And he was like, I know it's really hot. And I'm like, no, I think something's wrong. And so like he gets a little bit closer and he looks at me and he's like, get the fuck out of here right now. And so they literally basically picked me up and like took me into the car and took me to the emergency room. Yeah. And by the time that I got there, it was like the swelling was going down a little bit because I had been like calming myself down. My throat was getting worse. And so I get into the room, and by the time that I got into the room, they gave me like a steroid shot and a shot of Benadryl just before my, throat got any worse. But when I tell you fucking scary, dude, like I have never had an allergic reaction like that before. Yeah. Like ever. Yeah.
I get hives when I sit in grass, but I've never had that.
I showed you the pictures, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was no joke.
Yeah, I'll get those like bumps that you were showing, the like some swelling and some bumps. It depends on the grass, though. It's weird, but I'll get hives. Usually it's like my legs, back of my legs where I'm sitting in the grass. Sometimes my arms, but I've never had it where it spreads where it's internal, like it goes to my throat or makes things hot to the touch or anything.
I like literally felt bad. Like my skin was on fire.
Yeah, that's weird.
And then that's and I just. And
but
then
hives suck too because they itch like shit.
I know, and I have fucking welts all over me still.
And all you want to do is fucking itch them, and you can't itch. It's fucking terrible.
It's terrible. And so the lady, she gives me like a steroid pack and a Benadryl pack, and we're like talking, and I asked her, I'm like, I'm not allergic to anything, so she told me to go get an allergy panel done. So I went and scheduled an allergy panel, and she's like,
that's brutal,
dude. It's like 50 hits.
Yeah, they put it all on your back.
Yeah. They put it on your back and they give you like an antihistamine, and then they just see like what you're allergic to. So either A, I was allergic to the wiregrass, or B, she said that I might be allergic to like ant spray. And because I had so many open wounds from the day before, that it just like got into my bloodstream and it just came on so fast. Yeah. But apparently the first time that you have a reaction to something like that is mild. And so she was like, you need to go get this done as soon as possible, because if this happens again,
it could be worse.
It's going to be worse. And if this came on in like 5 minutes, you're fucked. Like you might have to carry an EpiPen or something. And so I was like, okay. And so I like call the next day I wake up, or on Tuesday, and my throat is still swollen. And I'm like, shit, like I feel like I'm full of like water, kind of like I'm still going through, like coming down from having that breakout. And so I take a Benadryl, and the lady calls me and she's like, just want to make sure you haven't taken anything within 5 days for your panel. And I was like, what the fuck? So I fucked up and I took a damn Benadryl. So then I had to move my appointment to Tuesday.
Damn.
I know. So I don't know. It's kind of been a total shit show, but won the ultra, took first, and then I got fucking taken out and KO'd by grass. That's my life.
Yeah, you got first in your age group and then 9th female overall?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty dope. I'm doing it again. I need to get under 8 hours. That's my...
You've got to do it.
I think I can.
Part of the mission.
I think I can.
I think you can too.
I think realistically, with the amount of times that I stopped to go to the bathroom and the amount of times that I had to walk because I didn't have my watch on, because I was depleted, but I also didn't have my watch on. So I was really trying to like listen to my body and not like overdo it in a way where I was like burning candles off, like, burning often. Mm-hmm. I think that I could have saved a fuck ton of time. Like that second loop for me was so much better than the first one. And if I ran the first one like I did the second one, I would have been under 8 hours easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that noise.
I just don't really know what to do about my stomach in the heat.
You have to practice nutrition protocols. I mean, you just have to keep practicing them.
It just sucks.
Yeah.
Like,
you legitimately just have to continue to practice nutrition protocols. I'm sure that there's somebody that you could work with that probably knows better in terms of like food digestion and absorption in actual hot or humid climates. But
it's also like blood flow with the humidity. Like, I have a leaky gut, so it's also like it was almost one of those things where like I would put something down and it was just like coming right out. Like I wasn't digesting anything at that point because I was already going.
Mm-hmm. Who calling you?
My mom. Oh. My mom was calling me.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
I don't even know what else we need to talk about.
You went to Sleep Token, didn't you?
Yeah, nobody who's listening to this is going to know what Sleep Token is.
Well, she went. She looked really cute, and she went. Abigail went out on the town this weekend, which is fucking massive for people that are listening to this.
I didn't really go out on the town, but I did.
But you did go out, and you did something.
I did things. Yeah. The Sleep Token was actually Monday night. The Sleep Token concert was on a Monday. It was Monday night. Sunday, I spent...
Did you go kayaking?
Yeah, I went kayaking, or I went canoeing with my sister. I told her, I was like, bitch, we're getting kayaks next time. I love you, but I cannot be in a damn boat with you.
Does your sister do any of that stuff on her own?
No, she usually, it's like with me. So we went rock climbing. We got a massage. We went canoeing.
I did see you went rock climbing. That place was pretty cool.
It was cool. It was really cool. Alchemy climbing is better.
Oh,
honestly.
really?
There's just more. But for bouldering, that place was really cool.
Yeah.
It's not, you don't want to go belaying there. It's like 4 belays.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But if you want to go somewhere for bouldering, it was really cool because Central Rock Gym in Tampa, they have a few locations, but it's a lot of bouldering walls. They label like how hard the paths are. Dude, I could not get past like a fucking A2.
Really?
And it goes up to A11.
Well, bouldering is fucking hard.
It's fucking so hard. I would get to the A3s. What would happen is it would either get harder height wise, which is just a little freaky for me because the course, they're also harder grip wise. So like, I knew I was like, if I get to, I think part of it was a fear thing. I was like, if I get to the top and then you fall down, it's just, they have pads, but it's still kind of like freaky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You also have to definitely know how to fall when you boulder.
Yes.
Like I've seen so many people fall with like stiff legs and you have to roll no matter what.
Yes.
Like no matter what type of fall you have, you have to fucking roll.
Yeah.
Cause you just protect yourself. Like you fall backwards and roll, or like you fall backwards into like a little side roll.
Yep.
But I've seen so many people get hurt just because they don't know what to do.
Yeah.
They fall weird, or like they don't put their hands in front of them like this. They just kind of like let their body go, and then you end up landing like on your wrist or something like that. Like,
yeah. But at the place, they have all these bouldering courses, and then they also had a yoga studio where they do yoga classes, and then they had, and it's all included in the membership, and then they have access to, you can go to it, they have a gym in there.
Really?
Yeah, so you can lift.
Like a full gym?
A full gym. I mean, it was not huge, but it has like barbells, racks, like they have, they had some cardio equipment, they have everything, they had dumbbells, kettlebells, like they have everything you need.
Oh.
It was cool.
I think Alchemy has that too,
stack.
but it's not anything crazy. It's just like an open room with just a fuck ton of weights.
No, this place was like, it was an outfitted gym. It was like pretty nice. Yeah.
How much was it to get in?
We ended up getting for free because she signed up for the membership afterwards. And so he was like, you don't have to, but it was like $95 a month.
What?
For everything.
Damn, that's actually not that bad.
It's cheap as hell.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
So it was cool. Went and got some sushi. Yeah.
That's fun.
Ate some good food, chilled. Went to Kotowari, which is my favorite place of all time. The sauna cold plunge.
Oh. Are you guys going to go there next weekend? I don't think I can come with you guys.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. Next weekend, all the girls are going away on a girl trip, and I am getting my dogs back, and my parents are coming. A little update. I haven't had my dogs since.
Oh, so they're coming in. They're coming in town this weekend or next weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna be like with them and my grandmother and stuff like that, and then they're gonna come. We're gonna set up that guest room and do a couple extra things to my little humble abode here.
It's a short trip, anyways. We're leaving Friday night. And then we're just going Saturday and then drive back Sunday afternoon. So
I know, but I wish I was going with y'all. It just is like at a bad time. And I just like can't go away again.
I'm just giving them the little Tampa St. Pete experience.
Yeah, it'd be fun.
Yeah. So we're all going to I'm excited. It's going to be Kat, Denise, Kristen, Alana, and me. I think Alana said she was in like literally yesterday.
Yeah.
She didn't know she was coming. But I'm going to have everyone do Kotowari, which I think will be really fun.
So explain this again.
Kotowari is basically this sauna cold plunge class. It's a location. It's a studio in Tampa, and they have yoga classes. They have sauna cold plunge classes. They have a few options, but that's primarily what they do. And I think they have some massage therapists in there. I'm not entirely sure, but it's a really cool community. And what happens? I do the sauna cold plunge class. It's called Nordic sauna, is what they call it. And the Nordic sauna class is an hour long. Depending on the instructor, the intervals for how long you're in the sauna and how long you are in the cold and how often you transition is up to the instructor. I like choosing the ones that are a little bit more intense. So this one guy, Trent, on Saturdays, which is what we'll probably sign up for, he likes to go a little hardcore. So he starts us. Usually it goes heat, cold, heat, cold, heat, cold. You usually do about 10 to 15 minutes in the heat and 1 to 3 minutes in the cold. And it's kind of optional. They obviously don't force you to stay in there if you can't do it. And depending on the instructor, they choose how cold the buckets get and how hot the sauna gets. So Trent will crank that shit, and he'll have the sauna as close to 220 as he can, and he'll have the cold as close to like 35 degrees as he can. So fucking
love some contrast therapy.
Yes. So, and what he
Fucking
does
love it.
instead too is he starts you in the cold. So you start in the cold, get in the shower. We do 25 minutes in the sauna, then we go back to the cold, 25 minutes in the sauna, and then we finish in the cold. And it's really cool because when you're in there with a crew, and when you're in the sauna, they have prompts and things that we'll talk about. So everyone says their name, and then there'll be some kind of prompt that the leader, the guy, in this case Trent, will have us all answer.
That's cool.
Which is like something you've overcome this week, something, you know, something cool that you recommend people try, a book, some piece of advice you've learned really recently that's been really valuable. And so while you're in there kind of dying, because it's hot as fuck, everyone's also just like laughing and talking and learning.
That's
and
awesome.
It's really fun. And then when you go in the cold, obviously everyone's like miserable in there too. So you'll share buckets with some people. So you'll get in and you'll be like doing breath work with them, and you'll talk and you'll converse, or everyone will be in there and they'll be like, like trying to distract themselves from the fucking torture that is the cold.
I fucking love
But
that.
it's just really cool. It's a cool group experience to do. It's cool to do with friends. And it's one of those things where, it just makes you feel really good at the end of it. Like you're done and it feels fucking, it just feels good. Shit. The cold plunge has been prescribed as a remedy for melancholy, aka depression, for hundreds of years. So you just feel so good.
It's
like
depressing getting in, but as soon as you come out, it's like the fucking best thing.
It's like an extended release dopamine tablet, really. It increases by, I think, upwards of 200% for 4 hours after, which is essentially the longest natural dopamine
that you can have,
hit that you can get. Like, it's incredible.
When we were up in Crestline, that's what we were doing, was we were in the sauna, and we would just basically go into one of the ice barrels that he had outside. And I mean, it was, it was freezing. It was December up there, so it's not even like you really had to fill it with ice. It just was filled with water.
Yeah,
and because
it's just
so
fucking
cold
cold
outside.
Yeah.
You just, open the thing. But we were just in the sauna, and all you had to do was dunk your head under and like just shock your system really quick.
Actually,
and you get out and you're like, holy shit, you feel amazing.
I was gonna say, actually, and there is something to that. So the if you're wanting to do it not just for the in quote health benefits, but for the dopamine hit, it's really this. I think it's the vagal nerve, which is like behind your neck. And so that there is something to that. Just putting your head in, just even putting it in the back of your neck for 1 to 3 minutes, it gives you that same sensation.
That's what that what's it called? It's called cooling towel, but it's spelled with a Q, and it's meant to it's a towel that you're supposed to freeze, and then when you take it out, it's like
puts it on your neck.
You put it on your neck.
Yeah,
and that's what it's for.
Yeah, that's also why whenever people are having anxiety attacks, they'll put ice on the back of somebody's neck.
Yep.
Or they'll have them dunk the back of their head in ice.
Yeah.
It's to actually help them calm down, and then also to improve mood.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, if you guys don't want a freaking cold plunge or ice bath or whatever you call it all the time, that's
just do your neck.
Yeah, you can just do your neck, and you just get a bucket
of your neck and also your wrist too, isn't it?
I don't know if it's your wrist.
I'm pretty sure it's something about this is the same type of deal, but it's your wrist too. Like if you stick both your hands in water,
I didn't know that.
Up to your wrist, like not all the way through your forearm, but just up to your wrist and the back of your neck.
I did not know that. Yeah. But yeah, it's so we'll do Kodawari. There's a really good breakfast place we can go to, and then I think I'm gonna take them into St. Pete on Central. Walk the shops and chill.
Yeah.
Get some lunch at Glass Noodles, really good Thai place.
Ooh, I fucking get some pad siu.
Yeah, and then you can go back into town, go to Ibisu for dinner, which is in Seminole Heights, which is where we're staying. And Ibisu is this really, really good sushi joint.
You guys have an Airbnb?
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then Sunday, take them to the Riverwalk area around Armature Works. Riverwalk.
Dude, Armature Works is the coolest.
Yeah.
Really
just that
cool.
area is really cool. I actually don't love Armature Works itself, but I really love that area. So go around Armature Works and take a little walk-sees. And then I want to take them to Lettuce Lake, which is this nice park. It's over by USF. And you can go to Lettuce Lake in this. It's just really pretty. It doesn't feel like you're in Tampa, honestly. And they have this boba tea and taco truck like 5 minutes
boba
away, right next to
it.
Yeah, dude. So, there's this place called Calesia Tea, and they have like boba tea and regular tea and all of these like really nice bowls. And it's good tea and like fresh food. It's not like just like some joint. It's a locally, like it's fucking phenomenal. But then next to it is legitimately like the best tacos in Tampa. and it's just this taco truck. So all the time, my sister and I will get tacos, and then we'll go get some boba tea.
Oh, that's fucking cool. It was like the Bermuda Triangle at Allergic where it takes all your money. It's like just tacos and boba tea.
Dude, it's awesome. And if you don't want tacos, the Colesia has really amazing like panini sandwiches and curry and
you guys are
chicken
gonna have so
bowls.
much fun. I am jealous. It just is coming at a bad time. We'll go again. But
we're gonna go back in August.
Yeah.
And we'll do the whole experience.
Yeah.
Dude, Kodawari is going to be so fun. Kodawari is probably one of my favorite parts of Tampa. Like when I go to Tampa, I do not go to Tampa without going to Kodawari.
Yeah.
It's just, I wish we had something like that here. They will love it. The only person who I'm not quite sure will like it is Kristen.
Oh,
I think Denise. I told Denise
Kristen will like it.
I think Kristen will like it. I think they'll all like it. I think Alana will love it even in the moment. I think Kat will love it even in the moment. I think Denise will hate it when she's doing it, and then afterwards she's gonna be like, "That was really nice."
I think Kristen might get a little freaked out at everybody's bodily fluids because she's gonna be like, "Oh, this is kind of like a little gross." Because Kristen is very picky, but I do think that in that type of environment, I think she'll like it.
Yeah, and you do shower between. So like they have showers. Like after you go in the sauna, you
gotta
shower
rinse,
off,
and
then you
yeah.
go into the cold plunge, and then you can go back in the sauna, and then yeah.
So it's a little bit more sanitary.
It is the people that are there.
God, I would fucking
so
love to have a sauna at my house. Even just like one of those like single body stand up ones.
Do you want? I can bring you my Therasage sauna because I don't have room for it in my place.
You want to keep it here?
Yeah, I can if you want. If you'll use it.
Will you use it?
Yeah, I'll never not use my sauna.
That's what I'm saying. If you want to keep it here, you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because then, and it works fucking great. It gets hot in that bitch.
It does get hot in that bitch. And she goes all the way in. She's got this like little portable sauna, which is actually really cute, and it's a single person.
It's the
and it zips
masturbator
up.
tent.
Yeah, and it's a little tent, and you stick your head outside of it. And like I remember being at her mom's house one time. I'm like, "Where's Abigail?" She's like not responding to me. And then I remember like hearing your voice. I'm like, "What the fuck?" She's like inside the tent. It's like so short too. It's like got to be 4 feet off the ground.
I sit in it teepee style, and I cover the top hole. I like cover it up, and then I sit in it like my little tent.
A little house.
My little home.
No, but yeah, you can totally keep it here. I'll definitely use it for sure. And then I'm literally I'm 2 minutes away.
Yeah, you're so close. Yeah, you're not far. So
yeah.
It'd be nice. I love that sauna, dude. I want to get a fucking ice bucket so bad.
Ice buckets, honestly. So we were looking at it the other day because they had ice buckets at
some of those cold
Spartan.
plunges though are so motherfucking expensive. You get a nice one, dude. They're like 10 grand.
I know. There has got to be. The only thing that you have to figure out, which me and Mac were looking into, is how to keep the water moving.
Or how to keep it cold. Well, like you can get a bunch of ice, but it's just kind of annoying if you're every day. If you want to do like you have to buy $30 worth of ice every fucking day.
Yeah, and it's expensive. And in the winter, you just keep that shit outside and just bust the ice. Like who cares? But like in the summer, I mean, it's freaking hot as hell. Like you're not going to keep ice in there. You have to get something that's insulated, and you got to get something to keep the water moving. So I don't know. We got to figure it out, but I'm conniving away because I would love nothing more but to have a fucking ice bath and a sauna.
I know.
And they're really not that big, and they're not that bad if you get it. I've seen a lot of people make them a little DIY action, but I'm a DIY bitch, but that would take a good amount of effort.
You could, in theory, get a deep freezer.
Yes.
Plug it in when you're using it, unplug it, hop in that bitch.
You could.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people use freezers. A lot of people use those like just big, they look
Deep
like
freezer.
farmhouse tubs.
Deep freezer.
No,
like
the big farmhouse tubs.
The barrels.
Yeah, and they just like put like a unit in it to keep the water cold. But that shit gets expensive, I'm telling you, man. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I'm going to get my dogs. I'm really excited. And
You're taking them this weekend?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm going to try while you guys are gone. I'm going to try to get this guest room done so that way we can podcast in there.
Yeah.
And have a little guesty area. And then I'm going to have a housewarming party. And then we're going to line dance.
Are you going to do the housewarming line dance, or we're going to do that same weekend?
We could.
You might as well.
Yeah, or I'll just have everybody over. Whatever. Yeah, let's do it. Let's fucking do it. I'm excited.
All right, are we done?
Okay, y'all. Love you.
Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitches. Love you.
Hello?